Happy Mercedesing. These stories are real. While they're meant to entertain you, their true purpose is to teach. Because a problem that happened to someone else might just happen to you. Today begins the first episode of True Mercedes Stories. This is the story of a man named Richard from the Netherlands. The owner of a Mercedes 300 SL that stood silent for 4 long years. Until the day he decided to bring it back to life. It started with a message from the Netherlands. Dear sir, it began, polite, careful, and just a bit desperate. Richard owned a 1991 Mercedes 300 SL, a beautiful R129 with the M103 engine. The kind of car that doesn't just start, it breathes when it runs right. But this car had been asleep for 4 long years. When he finally turned the key again, it woke up, but weakly. It would start, idle proudly for a moment. And then, as the cold enrichment faded, it would stumble, shake, and die. He had done everything a man could do in his own garage. New spark plugs, new air filter, cleaned the idle valve, checked the distributor, changed the fuse on the OVP relay, even replaced the ignition coil cable that had been arcing against the block. Still, the engine misfired like a heart out of rhythm. That's when he found my channel. He wrote, "Could you help me out? I also have videos available if you need it." And so began our long-distance repair. I told him, first thing, drain the old fuel. Gasoline that sits for years turns into varnish. It doesn't burn, it poisons the engine. I asked for the mileage, 268,000 kilometers. And told him to check pressures, injectors, and the potentiometer. He replied the next day. He had measured the crankshaft sensor, 900 ohms. Not bad, but he ordered a new one. He hadn't checked the fuel pressure. yet. He hadn't replaced the potentiometer yet. But he wanted to learn. That's all I needed to hear. Over the next few days, Richard worked methodically, sending updates. He replaced the wires, cleaned the EHA, found traces of fuel around it. He planned to replace the O-rings and drain the tank completely. Then, one evening, a message appeared in my inbox. Good evening. I've emptied the fuel tank and added fuel cleaner. The engine ran really well after I kept the RPM around 2,000 and 2,500 for about 4 hours. 4 hours of patience, listening, adjusting, hoping. Now, driving every day for 2 weeks, it starts and drives super good like before. Thank you so much for your time and advice. He ended the message with, your knowledge and kindness are a huge help to Mercedes drivers. And he sent a short video. The 300 SL, alive again, its straight six pouring smooth and confident, like it had never been asleep at all. Every time I read messages like that, I realize why I keep doing this. It's not just about fuel pressure or EHA valves. It's about the moment when a Mercedes comes back to life. And the owner smiles again. Somewhere in the Netherlands, a silver R129 is running strong. And every time its engine hums, I know a small part of my work is still echoing through it.